daily basis.
I don't either.
Because I do it once a week, and I don't know. Yeah.
And you soften them up for me, but I'm here to tell Mr. Sharp, there are Hall of Famers, and then there are Hall of Famers. There's like cream of the crop.
That don't do that.
Yeah, and this man is the cream of the cream. Yes, he is. Yeah.
Well, hey, we're happy to have.
Right? Am I right about
This dude here, hey,
this dude is.
We go back a long way.
Yeah. Long way.
We go way, way, way back.
And by the way, did you see that highlight? They said he couldn't tackle. Did you see
You bring that in.
Huh?
That was my haters. Yeah, that was my haters.
Okay.
Hey, you got to have them, though. I welcome them.
I always defended you. When you needed to get somebody on the ground, you got them on the ground.
Yeah,
right?
They paid me to cover, Skip.
Okay, well, this is going to be interesting between you two. Let's get right to it, okay, Deion? Let's get right to the controversial play in the fourth quarter of the Rams-Saints game. Everyone, including the Rams and the NFL, admitted this was pass interference, but no flag was thrown. The Saints settled for a field goal, ultimately lost in overtime. Every time we see it, we get a reaction. Deion, how bad was this ball?
Historically, has to be one of the worst calls that wasn't made.
Yeah.
It was a game-determining call, a call that threw everybody off. But yet and still, they still had a chance to win now. Don't get me wrong.
You got the ball in overtime.
They still had a chance to win. We're going to get to the overtime mess. I can't stand that overtime mess. We're going to get to that mess. Right? But this was horrendous. Now, I don't want to hear you calling me and telling me after the fact, oh, yeah, it was a bad call. We missed it. I don't want to hear that. What is it going to do for me? What is that going to do for me?
Nothing.
Not one thing whatsoever. So as a player, as a coach, ownership, you don't want to hear the afterthought that, yeah, we blew it, because you did. But understandably, it's like a defensive back, Skip. When it gets tough down there, when you're driving down, see, a lot of defensive backs, 95% play not to get beat. It's only 5% play to make a play. Officials are the same way. They don't want to be in that mix. Let me keep this flag in. Let me keep it safe, because if you throw that flag right there, it changed the whole game.
Well, it sends one team to the Super Bowl who's not going to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
So I get what you're saying about overtime, but to me, this was the all-time robbery. To me, I can't find a worse blown call in the history of sports, just because we all love the National Football League so much, and it's on such a pedestal, and the Super Bowl is the ultimate game in the United States of America.
Right.
And
it should be.
And it should be. And this call decided that the Rams are going to the Super Bowl and the Saints are staying home.
True.
Well, that's horrendously bad. That needs to get fixed. That there needs to be a new rule. At least in the last 2 minutes, you need to review pass interference, because I think if that went to review, would anybody not turn that over? Because even the guy who did it, Nickel Roby Coleman, he just said after the game, I did it.
He admitted it, yeah.
So you want Canada rules.
Okay.
Because Canada, you can challenge.
Okay, but you can challenge throughout the game, if I understand, in Canada. And they said last year almost half of them were overturned from the call made on the field.
But you don't want to bring all that into football. You don't want to bring that to the field, that now everything is questioned.
Okay.
So now why do you use the referees?
Okay, but why would you do it in the last 2 minutes?
If you continue to do that now, it's like at the airport. They took all the people at the airport now. Now you're playing machines. Okay, we're going to be playing with a machine and someone to really tell us what transpired, and we can't take the realness and the authenticity off the field.
Okay, but doesn't it hurt the competitor in you that maybe the wrong team just went to the Super Bowl?
Once in how many plays? Once in how many plays? They blew it.
This is the play, man.
Yeah, everybody in New Orleans
Well, we
is
can
upset.
admit Drew didn't play well yesterday. Can we admit that?
You ain't getting ready to talk about Drew Brees.
No, I'm just saying, can we admit he didn't play well?
Drew played all right.
No.
He played all right.
Well, guess who won? The team, the quarterback played better than all right. Because guess what? Patrick Mahomes played all right. But guess who's going to the Super Bowl? The guy that played great.
So you trying to say golf played better than Brees?
Yeah, he did.
That's not true.
It's very true.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Just because this is your show, that don't mean you're going to...
No. Here's the thing, though, Ty. Check this out. After the first quarter, they passed for 165 yards.
They made adjustments.
Okay. Shouldn't Drew make adjustments, too?
Sean Payton should.
So now it's Sean Payton. Who's orchestrating Sean Payton's offense?
Should. And they did.
Okay.
You got to understand that this is the cream of the crop.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Super Bowl caliber teams.
The four best
They know
teams.
how to make adjustments. These defensive coordinators are it. They're on it. All these guys should probably, or they probably have been head coaches. So this is it. This is the best of the best.
Right. So what about that first? Why? See, for me, you get that long pass to Ted Ginn. Why are you throwing the ball? And then Drew threw the ball in the dirt, too.
Only problem that I have with what Sean Payton did, don't take Drew out down there, man. You got to leave him in. I have
no idea.
Sometimes you start to play with your toys too much. You know, everybody want to be on Fortnite. Get off Fortnite and watch TV, watch some real TV and do some homework or something like that. You got to stop taking Drew out in those situations, and I guarantee you he's somewhere right now second-guessing those decisions whatsoever.
So I got to admit, I'm with my man Shannon on this one, because I thought after the first quarter until the end of the game, Drew Brees did not play like the Drew Brees we saw for 2/3 of the year. And I'm not sure Drew Brees, after the Dallas loss, and you know all about the Cowboys, but that 13-10 shellacking, I'm not sure he recovered psychologically from that. I don't think he was himself yesterday, and the Rams forced the ball back into his hands because they could not run, the Saints couldn't run it a lick. They tried 21 times for 2.3 yards per rush. And all of a sudden, Drew Brees is doing something he was not used to doing all year, and that's throw it 41 times. Yet and still, he should be going to the Super Bowl. But I'm with you. He didn't play as well. You know my favorite stat. You probably don't know QBR, but again, Jared Goff was 75 yesterday, and Brees was 60. So it was fairly close.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason. There's a reason that the Saints went out to try to secure Dez Bryant. There's a reason that the Saints went out to try to secure Brandon Marshall.
Yep.
Now, there's a reason. And guess what, guys? We saw the reason yesterday.
Yeah.
You don't even know half these guys Drew Brees out there throwing to. But one, and honestly, that one, you put him in front of Talib, he's a wash.
He was a wash yesterday.
He's a wash. So now who we throwing to?
Yeah.
What we got to deal with? Now we got to go and check down to our back out of the backfield.
Come on.
Now, all I got to do is make a defensive adjustment to stop that. Now, I've disarmed you and disabled you. And that's what transpired yesterday. So don't give me it was Drew Brees.
Yeah.
That has something to do with personnel.
Yeah, personnel, but we're going to Drew Brees, his last six games, last 6 starts, 7 TDs, 5 interceptions, 6.7 yards per attempt. What am I supposed to do with that?
They was coasting in. They had already won that thing. They was coasting.
Oh, guess what? They still coasting.
They was coasting.
Guess where they coasting now?
They shouldn't be.
No, yeah, they should.
No, they shouldn't
Oh,
be.
yeah.
It should be. It should be a party down there.
It is going to be a party.
With them Saints right now.
It's going to be a party.
It should be.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared Goff.
I like
he
the
went
Rams.
to Jared.
I love the Rams. First of all, I love me some McKee.
Yeah.
You
I know
do
you
know
Keith.
that.
Yeah.
I do know that. You do know that. And I feel like if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have been the same situation. When he came back, that defense went up to yet another level.
It did.
Yes.
I buy that. But you have an issue with overtime, with the rules?
I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Just because I'm gifted enough to say heads or tails and win a flip that I have nothing to do with, this team gets the ball and the other team doesn't touch it. How is that? How is that football?
You're talking about the Kansas City game.
Yeah, you don't think America was waiting to see Patrick Mahomes get his
I would
turn?
agree with that. He deserved the last at bat.
Let's change this. Let's put the ball at the 50, man. Okay, because you get one first down. Now all these kickers can make it. So now you're bringing special teams into the game as well as your offense and defense into the game. One of your components never gets to touch the field. Now you know darn well, Skip, when Brady won the toss that was over, I started dug in, and they did.
He did.
Simultaneously.
They're now 3 for 3 in winning the toss in overtime of playoff games, and him going the length of the field to win the game.
Because the first time in Oakland, it was the first one to score.
Yeah.
Because they kicked the field goal, Vinatieri kicked the field goal. Now the rules are you got to score a touchdown.
Yep.
But I totally agree. You never have it college rules, everybody get a possession, because it's not fair that these great quarterbacks get the ball and the opposing team quarterback never
But
get
you know why this rule is the rule?
Yeah.
It's because of primetime TV that they don't want to cut into.
Yep.
Whatever it is. Fox, 60 Minutes.
Man, nobody was thinking about them other shows. Everybody wants to
Well, those
say, okay,
networks
Mahomes, your turn.
Yeah.
Let me see what you do.
Because they said it was unfair, Skip, that a team could kick a field goal. But you can kick a field goal any other time and win the game, but now we don't want you to get in overtime to kick a field goal and win.
Okay.
Unless the other team had a chance.
That's why I say put it at the 50. Because at least you got to get a first down. If you don't get a first down, your field goal kick is not going to make it.
So you want more college?
Yes.
Right?
As a matter of fact, all the pro rules should translate to college. Every rule that's in pros should be in college. So these kids could get ready and understand how to play the game.
Right.
From pass interference, from everything. It should be in college.
Drew Brees got his shot in overtime. And he got shot right in the face by Fowler, and the ball went straight up in the air, and the game was basically over. Right?
Right.
So Drew Brees gagged it off, huh?
No. Somebody missed the block.
No, don't do that, Ty. Don't do that out here.
So you just think, I'm just going to throw the ball up in the air so they catch it.
I don't know what happened.
That's what he wanted to do?
That's not what he
That was the play that was called?
Saying what he did.
That was the play that was called?
No, that wasn't the play call. But did he gag it off?
No.
He did.
He's a
See, you just go, I'm going to win on my show.
He's a champ.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just Skip and Shannon Undisputed.
Should have explained the rules to you before you came on.
You ain't even come on here and win on debate on my show.
Last word over here.
I think you just got the last word.
You guys already started talking about the Patriots. Let's dig into that game a bit more. We know Skip is Team Brady. We know Shannon is Team Belichick.